Well, good evening, everyone. I one day I'll be able to tell time and I'll be able to tell dates. Read a calendar. Things that adults should be able to do. Obviously, I'm as they say retarded. Um, I had this thing scheduled on YouTube for tomorrow night because, well, I'm an idiot. And also I was setting it up at midnight, which probably isn't the smartest thing to do either. Oh well. But I figured it out. I got it working. So yay! And on Rumble, we're there on Rumble. I know we're there. I got to start doing stuff on Rumble. Get a little edgy and put it on there because the stuff I can't put on YouTube. Hey Anthony, how you doing? Oh, so yeah, I've had a really busy, bizarre week. To say the least. It's been um, Ah, hi, Jamie. How you doing? Yeah. So, I mean, I shot two videos, edited two videos, uh, and then yesterday I was trying to install this product that was sent to me. I'm gonna do like a little review on it, whatnot, and I go to put it in. Uh, oh, really, Autobot Al? Really, really, Mr. $35 haircut? Really, really? Or is it $60, whatever it is? Really? Um, but so I went to try to put this thing in yesterday, and it's a storage thing, and I get my old storage thing down. I had it's 105 degrees outside. I have the air conditioner on. It has it down to like 82 in the garage because it's so humid that the thing is just working its butt off trying to keep it cool. I mean, I'm dying, and for 2.5 hours, I'm with a cardboard template above my head trying to find a way to make this thing stick to the ceiling so I can mount it. And I finally just gave up because I couldn't get the thing lined up because my house is built moronically. The joists in my garage are not 24 inches apart. They're not 16 inches apart. They're not they're not they're not they're not any standard size. So they're literally I couldn't find 48 inches of absolute space between these things. And I lost an entire afternoon of doing like editing on videos and doing all sorts of neat stuff of that I could do in my life. I'm like, really? So then I found out I'm gonna have to do it a different way. So that video will be coming out soon. And yeah, so that's been the my week encapsulated. It's been really just really so much. So hey, two Diesel Larry, how you doing? And of course there's Benjamin and Jamie. Cool. Good to see you guys. So it's been a very interesting week of news. It's been very light, outside of Stellantis losing billions of dollars, General Motors losing billions of dollars because they wanted to build electric appliances that obviously no one wants. I actually saw a story, and before I get into anything else, I went and I saw a story of the most stolen cars in America, and a Camaro is the most stolen car in America. And you know what are the least stolen cars? Teslas. No, even in theft, no one wants those cars. Even in theft, no one wants them. It's absolutely amazing. All the least stolen cars were electric appliances. So there's that. And the other thing is, I'm getting very close to 2,000 subscriptions. I'm very excited over this, and I'm hoping to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. I'm going to work very hard because this isn't easy. If you only knew how much work it actually took to make this happen, you'd go, you're freaking insane, Dennis. You really are crazy. And at times I feel like I am absolutely nuts. There's something really, really wrong with me. Obviously, there's something very wrong with me because I'm sitting here talking about cars and videotaping myself, and you wouldn't download a car. I wouldn't download a car. Why would I download a car? Oh, I see. Dennis's garage was designed by the same team that designed Baba Booey's home theater. Yes, I swear to God, my house. If anybody knows anything about construction, you're supposed to have like studs every 16 inches, sometimes 24. There's a standard to it. In my house, I guess that guy was off that day because my house has random studs like those cabinets behind me. Those cabinets behind me up there. They I, I I actually they're 54 inches wide, so you'd figure it I'd have three, at least three studs. No, there's two. There's only two studs. In 54 inches, there's two studs. So yeah, this house. I don't know how this house survived all those the three hurricanes that hit us pretty directly. I have no idea how it survived it. I'm actually kind of shocked that the house is still standing. So this has been my week of just sheer irritation. I guess that would be it. It's been a week. And then, of course, yesterday I went riding with the intrepid assistant. She had to drive to her friends, and yeah, she actually did well. We actually drove in real traffic. We drove on real roads. She only scared me twice, so that's not so good. I mean, or not so bad. It's not so bad. I was okay. So I'm only death gripping the handle as hard as I could. There's no problem. But other than that, I mean, she did fine. So hopefully one day the intrepid assistant will have that BMW and be able to drive somewhere. Maybe we'll do do more with her. But let's get to the silliness of the news stories because this is this is just silly. So let me go to this display. I like this. I just figured this one out. Okay. So Stellantis brands dominate the list of collector cars. I like this. Collector cars nobody drives. It turns out that the best way to benefit from a collector car is to drive it, not let it sit. So if there's one thing tough to understand about car culture is a group of buyers who snatch up vehicles who never drive them. After all, the main joy of a car is often the way it drives. That said, plenty of folks buy new cars and let them sit and rot in storage, hoping for a huge payday later on. Yeah, this car up here really shows this stupidity. But a recent study suggests that it's not Ferraris or Porsches getting the museum treatment, but often Hellcats and Corvettes gathering dust. Haggerty's new study takes into account mileage for cars at auction are from the model year 2016 and newer. Notably, it's only considered a few brands, namely Porsche, Ferrari, Ford, Chevrolet, and Dodge. And yes, it could be. None of these. I honestly can't even tell you. I have walls that on the outside of the house that I can't figure out where the studs are. So, yeah, I know. Yeah. So anybody has any property in the near the Tampa area and wants to unload it at a fair price, I'm looking. Okay, just so you know. So let's back to this. So in fact, to parse the data a little deeper, still we considered all Porsche and Ferrari models at auction. Only considered the Corvette, Ford Mustang GT, and Challenger. It showed among those models, Ferrari, Porsche owners are far more likely to drive their cars. For across all recent auction reviewed, just 8 examples of those two brands had fewer than 100 miles on them. Compare that with Chevrolet, which had 15 low mileage Corvettes, or Ford, which showed up to 20 cars at the same threshold. Dodge, however, stood out as the most with 44 vehicles with less than 100 miles on them. The mark for Dodge also tells a larger story. Every brand included in the study most likely to go auction for anywhere to 1,000 to 9,999 miles on the odometer. Seeing as these cars are about a decade old, which makes sense, Dodge and the Challenger were different. Well, they keep showing pictures of Chargers. The majority went up for sale, had under 100 miles on the clock. No doubt this is large part thanks to the Hellcat and the Demon models. Collectors are seeing be banking on these muscle cars becoming future classics. Abundance versus rarity. This is wonderful. Hey, it's Ed Rooney. How you doing, Ed? But so many buyers following the same strategy rarely factor into starting to is the rarity factor is starting to erode. Since they're easy to find, the supply is outweighing demand, at least for the time being. Will it be worth a pretty penny a few decades from now? No. Oh, no doubt. But until then, we agree to Hagerty's conclusion. Just drive your cars. Okay. So let me start off here by saying, with peace and love, if you own a Hellcat or a Demon, bring it to Mo Party and drag race it till the tires blow up. The car is never going to be worth anything. I don't care what you think. I don't care what a Hemi was worth from 1970. These are not those cars. These are electronic nightmares that will not be worth anything. End of story. End of story. They have computers. They have wiring in them. And once they're out of warranty, they are so expensive to fix, nobody's going to want them. If you blow a Demon engine up, or if it just stops working for some apparent weird reason, it could be a factory defect, but with no mileage, you can never know. It can cost you like 30 grand to change that engine out. And if you want it as a collector, you have to put the right engine in. You can't just go buy a salvage engine. You'd have to buy the new engine, and you're talking 30 grand. Good luck. Also, with all the computers and the wiring, that will fail over time. Needless to say, also the batteries, you have to leave a battery in the car, but you have to have a battery charger on these because they will kill the battery. I mean, these cars are notorious for killing batteries over time. Absolutely notorious. I don't understand. This is that whole boomer mentality. And, I'm of Gen X, and we had to experience this firsthand. But this is that boomer mentality that, it's going to be, it's the collectible mentality. Just because there aren't a lot of them makes it so desirable. Trust me, there's a 2008 Jaguar station wagon. They built like 1,200 of them. Nobody's collecting those cars, and they're not worth any money. That's why I'm so happy when I go to Mo Party, and there's a class for Hellcats and Demons. I am so excited to see that because these guys are doing what you're supposed to do. They're taking brand new cars under warranty and driving the living hell out of them because they're not collector items. Drive the damn cars. They really aren't. Trying to think that it's going to be worth, in 20 years, it's going to be worth as much as a Hemi Cuda. You're absolutely out of your mind. You are absolutely. They built 12 Hemi Cudas. The least amount of Demons they built was 3,000. 3,000. That really isn't that rare. I mean, honest to God, they built like 1,200. Was it 1,200 340 71 Super Bs? And I mean, that's a rarer car. And that car only, I mean, after 50 years, that car still only pulls 50 to 60 grand. That's it. It really, the 66 Hemi Charger, they only built like 500 of them. They're not even worth $70,000 because it's a 66 Hemi Charger. And really nobody, and I have a cat. Hi, cat. This is the puzzle. Put the puzzle over there. So I have actually, yes, Benjamin, I have seen a Tucker. I have a video. I actually have a short on my channel of a Tucker that was at the Meekum auction that I believe, I don't know if it's sold for like, I forgot what it sold for, but it was a lot of money. It was a beautiful example of a Tucker. So I did like a short. It's like a minute walk around the car. Has a little description. So it's in my feed. Somewhere actually from about 2 years, almost 2 years ago now. So it was a really, really cool car. So I think I did it in like actually it may have been last year. It may have been January of last year I did it. It was freaking awesome. So yeah, and the Tucker, everything about it is fine. Yeah, good. Yeah, it's really it's a short watch. It's a short watch because I was so enamored by that, and I actually have a few other shorts from that Meekum. So I'm probably going to go back to it in January just because it was really enjoyable to walk around, and it's like a big giant car show. And this time I'm probably going to do a lot more videos with cars that you don't see every day. So I that's what I'm more likely to do. But I'm going to have a bunch of stuff at Mo Party next month. I'll be going up to Bowling Green, Kentucky, and I'll be doing a live from Kentucky the night before Mo Party, and we should have a little fun live with that. And I have a cat, see, a puzzle cat. So yeah, but yeah. So that I mean, so honestly, these people that sit there, it's mainly boomers, and they think that this thing's gonna be worth like you know 10 times what it's worth, what they paid for it. They remember the car was 100 grand when they bought it. And oh, there's just no market for it. I mean, honestly, I just don't grasp the mentality at this point. I have a rare car. I do drive it though. I enjoy driving my car. I wouldn't if I couldn't drive it, I really wouldn't want to have it. You know what I mean? If it wasn't a drivable car, I just couldn't keep it. That's the problem. I start falling in love with cars, and I just end up keeping them because there's so much fun to drive. I don't want to get rid of it. That includes my '89 BMW. I love driving that car. It's too much fun. It's one of these. It's like it's a go kart that's street legal. So it's kind of neat. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of lost in the whole everything's a collectible kind of thing. So, oh my God, are you serious? All right. So the next thing, this was on Bring a Trailer. And this is the state of stupidity at this point. And I really mean this because I I saw this article on this car, and this is one of these cars that is going to be truly a car we're going to constantly see going to auction every year. I can already see it right now. So let's pull this guy up. Hey, Vintage 76, how you doing? I I've saved I didn't watch the thing on the guitar yet. The damn bird though. I told you if you put stickers on that window on your main window, he may leave you alone. So this is one of these things where this is a car that we will see again. So this is a 528 powered 68 Charger. Somebody spent some serious coin on this car. So it went on Bring a Trailer. It is sold for 170,000, 168 plus the VIG. So it's over 170. And honestly, it's not even a real RT car. It's a 318 car that they put a Hemi in. It doesn't have it has an aftermarket block in it. I mean, they did the engine right. Oh, they did the engine right. I mean, honestly, yes, this is really neat and all, but you could tell they built this car to try to sell it and make money. So I'm kind of curious to know how much they really threw into this sucker because the listings of things in here, it has a strange engineered Dana 60, and that's like $5,000. Has a Hotchkiss suspension. So I mean the Hotchkiss suspensions, that's over $1,000. Has a Willwood disc brake system, that's like $2,000. It has the newer fiberglass hood that you can buy. You could buy these now, but they're $1,000. They had LED lighting, whatever, and then but it has Dakota digital instrumentation, which is also another $2,000. Bluetooth receiver, kicker speed, whatever. Vinyl upholstery. The vinyl, yeah. So they bought a Charger that was, I guess, a Western car, and they didn't do anything to the body. So then they threw all this stuff in the car. It's once again, it's 318 car. That's what this means up here, the little G. So it's not a real RT. I hate when they put bumblebee stripes on a non-real RT. And all they did was a paint correction on it, so obviously the paint was decent. But this is a car that you're just gonna see repeatedly at auction. This will end up at Mecum next January. I guarantee it. I literally guarantee it, because this isn't a car that somebody went out and bought. This is a car somebody's thinking they're gonna make money on, even at 170 grand, which is absolutely insanity on this car. I mean, it really isn't. It isn't really worth. It has a Hemi in it, but honestly, this is craziness. I can go buy a real Hemi Charger for less. Yeah, that's the sway. Yeah, that's the Hotchkiss. This Hotchkiss suspension is absolutely nuts on this car. I mean, the Hotchkiss is truly nuts on this car. I mean, it's way over engineered, and sadly, the car is never going to be used. I can guarantee that this is one of those things that they think they're going to make money on, because it's it's worth this much now. I can hold it for 2 years; it'll be worth more. And honestly, this is the type of insanity you see out there these days. And I saw this on Bring a Trailer, and I went, oh no, this is going to go absolutely ape. And it did. It did 170. So if you look up on classic values, right? You pull up a 68 Dodge Charger RT Hemi. So you pull up that RT Hemi. I mean, this is a real car. All right, top one is 220. So you're 155 and 220 for a real Hemi car. So they got real Hemi car money for something that is a 318. It's a 318 car that's done nice. And it's not even a stick. It's an automatic. I mean, wow. I don't even get this. I truly, but I will see this car. I guarantee I'll see this car at Mecum next year. There's no other way to think about it. It's just so strange at this point. It really is strange. We have gone to peak insanity. I thought the market was at the point where it wouldn't be doing stuff like this anymore, but I guess there's still some life left in it. So let's see. Why is it like weird like that? Like you said, more people are now interested in 1980s, 90s cars. Eventually, these old cars from the 60s are not going to. Yes. Actually, to that point, you're right. Let me get myself big here. The Benjamin, if you go and look at the 1950s cars, because when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, the 50s cars started becoming the rage. And if you looked at Thunderbirds, they were going up in value, and they got to like 55,000. And if you look at a 57 Thunderbird now, it's about 55,000. I mean, when you start having the people dying off that originally had those cars, the interest changes and wanes. And especially when they start getting out of the price range of the average person, like that Hemi car is completely out of the price range of anybody that has a normal job. I mean, if you have just if you're making 90 grand a year, you're not going to be dropping $170,000 on a toy, because you can't use this thing. It's a toy. So, you're going to get to the point where and it's starting to show in the auctions, because the 90s cars, the 80s cars and 90s cars are starting to bring real money. And actually, I was when I was doing, and Benjamin's referring to a video I just did the other day. The 1990s cars, are they the best cars ever made? And my conclusion was yes. And the thing is that those cars resonate to people that grew up with them. So people a little bit younger than me, so people in their 40s, because they started driving around if you started driving in 1990 or between 1990 and 2000, the cars when you start driving are the cars you're kind of interested in, unless you're me and you were exposed to everything from 1965 up to 1975 heavily. But for the most part, you're going to go and be interested in the cars that are your time frame. Even if you started driving in the 90s, cars from the 80s are going to be something you're interested in. And I seen that, like, was looking up, trying to figure out some bargain cars from the 90s, and I was looking up Firebird Trans Ams, like the mid 90s Firebird Trans Ams. And would you know that those cars are routinely 20 grand and up? Routinely 20 grand and up. Mid 90s Firebird Trans Ams. They are almost untouchably expensive. The same thing with like the Cobra Mustangs from that time period. They absolutely got to that point where it is psychotic trying to actually afford one of those cars. It really is becoming a giant shift. And I bet when I go to Mecum in January, because they have everything there, I bet you that the stuff from 1975 and down, the prices will probably be a little bit lower than this year. But I guarantee the stuff that is from 1980 and up will be higher, especially now the foreign stuff. They're able to bring in all the Supras from Japan. You can bring in all the GTRs. All those late 90s cars are now 25 years or older, which is when you can bring them in and not have to federalize them, and you can leave them the way they are. And so those cars are coming over, and those cars are going to start demanding a premium in the United States. Even the American version of those cars is going to start going up in value. Yes, Vintage 76. Japanese muscle cars are new toys. Yeah. I actually know acquaintance of a few people here in Tampa that they have I've said this before. They have lines on cars in Japan. They have contacts over there. They have shipping contacts. They're buying these cars for like, let's say like just a regular a 98 GTR. They're buying the car for like 15,000 in Japan because it doesn't mean anything to them. They're paying 5-6 grand to ship it over, and then they're selling the car for over 50,000 here. All day long, twice on Sunday. This is seriously the way it is. Well, and the same thing can be said though about the 90s M's, the M3. Because in America, we only got the we didn't get the hot M3. We got the what did we get? The 3.2. They had a 3-liter, I believe it was M3 over there, that had 40 more horsepower than ours, and it had a sequential gearbox. In the 1990s, this car was readily available in Germany, and now it's over 25 years old, and they're starting to show up in the United States. And these cars are the new collectibles because of the frame of reference, and they're also more drivable cars. See, the other thing is that a lot of people, and I've seen this one comments, that cars like my Charger are not easy cars. Yes, the Fairlady. Actually, I know someone that has a Fairlady, and yeah, the value on that car is absolutely crazy at this point. But the thing is, the cars from the 60s and the 70s are actually very hard to maintain. You have to have a fair amount of good working knowledge to keep the car running. It isn't just you go and keep the battery charged, keep oil in it, keep gas in it, and the car's fine. No, that's not the way it works. You actually have to be able to, adjust the carburetor. If it has points, adjust points. There is like all the difference with the maintaining of the belts, because everything wears out faster. The belts, everything in the car is just old. It's not very modern. And when something's wrong with it, it doesn't just tell you. You have to diagnose it. Plus, they have drum brakes, and it seems like a lot of people are really terrified of doing drum brakes. and it's a real big thing. Vintage 76. One of my cousins had a 87 Supra Turbo with a Targa top. These go, yes. That 80s, oh my God, those 80s Supras are gold now. I mean, they are just absolutely the only thing that's surpassing them at this point is the 90 Supra. What is it? The jails what engine is that in that? It has like a JL1 or something. It's that twin dual overhead cam inline six turbocharged, an absolute animal of a car. I mean, so that is, but that is literally what is coming down the pike for classic cars. Remember, a 1995 car is now 30 years old. Yes, of course. The 1995 car is 30 years old. That is a classic. Literally, that's the definition of a classic at this point. And like I said in my video I did the other day about 90s cars being the best cars ever made, and they are, that these cars are going to be the well-made models are going to be the stuff that people are going to be collecting and using, and they were the best cars that we've ever had. And it's a it's a shame that that they went farther and they made the government went farther because they were able to in 2010 and forced car companies to try to get unreal fuel economy because it actually made cars garbage. It really did. It makes everything's disposable as expensive as it is now. Jamie, classic Ford Broncos are really, yes, they are. Those Broncos, I wasn't. Those Broncos were nothing until Ford. I mean, they were worth something, but when Ford re-released the Bronco in 21, the interest in that old original Bronco skyrocketed. I mean, it literally went parabolic overnight. I've never seen it. Actually, it was when they announced, even when they announced it, because it was like in 2019, there were hints it was coming out. And so the old ones started getting more interest. And it's weird how that works, where it's really strange. But old cars sometimes get a second leg in life when a new model gets introduced that's similar and it makes the old one more valuable. It's very weird. Should have kept my 98 Plymouth Breeze, worth millions now. Yeah. That's actually not one of the cars I said was any good. Just teasing. Let's see. Vintage 70s garage. I had two 91 Camrys. Those cars were great. Rust killed them in New England. Yeah. Well, it also doesn't help that Japan uses recycled steel in their cars. America uses virgin steel. You would never know that from the Velares and the Aspens, but yes, it was virgin or AMC, but they use virgin steel, and virgin steel will rust slower. And honestly, it's a shame because if those cars didn't rust away, those are 300,000 mile cars. And actually, it's one of the engines, that V6 is one of the engines I talked about just being one of the greatest engines ever made. Honest to God, you can just change the oil in that car, and you'll just drive it forever. It's almost type of engine that if the body rots away, you just pull the engine out and put in something else. I am always been absolutely amazed by the 90s technology from Toyota. Truly, truly leaps and bounds in front of even the Germans, because they were able to build super reliable but powerful engines. Yes, these two, yeah. Fuel economy and emissions killed the car market. Yeah, it's almost like 1972 all over again. It really is, but worse. Because now they use all sorts of nonsense to try to browbeat the car companies, and because now they have the ability to regulate the car companies. They can do this now because they have cafe standards, which they didn't have in 71. And they can go and they can lean on them and fine them. And that's the thing. And it's, I mean, honestly, it is truly horrific how bad cars are today. I mean, it really is sad how bad cars are today. My 2016 F-150, which I maintain, had to have a transmission replaced in it at 110,000 miles. It did a typical thing that happens to these new modern transmissions. The valve body went bad because they're made of plastic, and it took the transmission out. I actually broke the 4th gear input shaft. It literally broke it because it's behind an engine with like 400 and something foot-pounds of torque, and it's shifting weird, and it just bangs. It literally bangs from 3rd to 4th. It would bang the gear, or the 4th to 3rd. It would do it both ways. It would bang that gear, and it literally broke that input shaft because they're trying to make it for fuel economy, not durability. And it's amazing. Modern cars should not break. The stuff now should be built better than it ever was, but because of government overreach, this is where we are. Vintage 76 Garage, you hear about the GM full-size truck transmission? No, I did not. Is it the 10-speed that they joint built with Ford? Because I know that 10-speed in Ford has some lovely issues. They have actually, the valve bodies actually warp because they're plastic, and they go bye-bye. And to fix one of those, this is why you can't have a vehicle out of warranty, because to fix that transmission, you're looking at $5,000-$6,000. Let me look the story up. GM truck transmissions problem. I'm actually going to look this up because I'm kind of curious. Oh yeah, harsh shift. Yep. Do. Yeah. So yeah, that's the that is literally the same thing that happens. No, we're control. Yep. This is the same thing that happens with. I'll even pull this up here because this is the same thing that happens with the Ford 10-speed. So look, this is amazing. And this is just across the board. It's not. I don't even think this is the one with. Yeah, the problem affects cars with the 10-speed. I wonder what the trucks. So this is the car with the 10-speed, which is the Cadillac. That's the joint built one with Ford. Let's see. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Oh my God, 500,000 trucks. Hard shifts. Holy crap! How did I miss this story? Wow. Software. Wow. That is insane. Transmission, lock up the rear wheels. Yeah, this is literally the same. What is that? The Allison transmission? Because I know the 10-speed in the 10-speed they did with Ford has similar issues. I mean, wow. General Motors can't catch a break because they also have this now. The 6.2 liter disaster, which is absolutely amazing. If you go watch some videos on that, that is just absolutely crazy. Wow. It should be. I think it is a recall because I think they had enough of them that yeah, it looks. Wow, this is bad. Good Lord. Wow. Oh wow. So this is a guy that actually had one that he broke and he couldn't get. He's not going to get one for 3 months. Oh my God. Wow. With a 10. Yep, the 10-speed. So this is really a common thing. Oh yeah, not yet. I guess not. And I guess this is 10. This is this 10-speed. So yeah, this one didn't shift in the gear. So yeah, General Motors and Ford developed this 10-speed transmission, and I guess I keep on missing them because of the damn 6.2 liters, which absolutely eat themselves. You want I actually watched a few videos on the 6.2 liters, and it's actually kind of amazing. General Motors, these motors are failing because of bad machining. They didn't chamfer the crank correctly, and so the oiling doesn't happen to the bottom end at all, and it's actually spinning bearings on a brand new truck. That, or they're having a problem with they didn't chamfer it for the camshaft, and it's eating the cam. So machine work does matter. It's absolutely horrific that General Motors has this many vehicles that it's like 500,000. I don't know how they're gonna fix these things because all the engines are junk. Benjamin. So between the 6.2 and the 10 speeds, that's over. Yeah, probably it's over 1,000,000 vehicles. They totally screwed up. That's general mistakes though. That's why I don't own them. I've never owned a General Motors product in my life. I probably never will. Um, I mean, I love 60s Cadillacs. I love an early oh, I love those cars. I just can't. I know it's not a current one, but I just can't buy. I can't bring myself to buy one. I mean, I love Oldsmobiles, but I just can't. An old Oldsmobile, I just can't. I can't bring myself to buy it. I just can't. General Motors has done so many things. I just can't. So wow, this is terrible. I mean, wow. But wait a minute. So you want to talk about bad? This is this is something that came. I don't know if everybody saw this. I don't know if everybody saw this. So this was on. This is something that had. This was on Dodge's Instagram. You know, that little platform out there. A little platform out there called Instagram. Dodge put out this as an advertisement for their cars. I'll read it. Marriage is scary because what if they don't like street takeovers? Hmm. And I'm not making this up. This is from the Dodge official Instagram. Picture of a car I don't make anymore. And then marriage is scary because what if they don't like street takeovers? You know, illegally doing burnouts and having a crowd in the middle of an intersection blocking traffic because nothing says corporate responsibility like that. Yes, he did. I'm just late to the party on this. I mean, I saw it, and everybody had done a video on it. I just wanted to talk about it live because I wanted everybody's comments because I am mind screwed on this. I literally can't wrap my head around how this got through layers of management, because everybody out there that works in a corporate world, when you do anything like, you know, I was pretty well off in my department, and I would do a report for like it was like on bonds because that's what I did for a living. And I would do a report. By the time it got to the person that really needed to see this report, 4 people would handle it and go through it and check it before it even got anywhere. This is advertising. Literally, it has to go through at least 5, 6 people. There's no way that somebody goes, yeah, no, I feel like I'm just going to dump this on Instagram today. I am embarrassed. Yes, Benjamin. I guess I never buy an American car again. They're all nuts. Yes. Yes, they are. Especially Stellantis. Actually, Stellantis is not an American company, so you're safe. At least it leaves the EV charger in the background. Well, they can't because an EV charger can't do a burnout. An electric appliance can't do a burnout. So they can't use an EV charger, the car that's being discontinued because it's garbage. Yeah, so this is what they did. They basically advertised illegal activity and basically thuggery. And this is how they want their corporate image to be. I mean, they pulled it down, but unfortunately, the internet is forever. And wow. I mean, so let me get this straight at this point. you have shit products. I mean, seriously, you have nothing to sell people. You have an electric appliance no one wants. They're taking 15 to 20 grand off the price of them. My buddy called me and said a friend of his just leased a Dodge Charger Scat Pack electric appliance for $45 a month because the dealer just wanted it off their lot. I think he gave 4 grand, but whatever. Over 3 years, you're gonna barely pay $6,000 to own this car or use it, borrow it. And when it breaks, you can just bring it back because it's always under warranty. So as long as it doesn't leave you too stranded, I guess you're okay. But yeah, so Dodge has nothing to offer anybody at this point, but they like to promote thuggery because thuggery is obviously something really cool, and they realize they should get in on the thuggery market. It's not bad enough that most of the news stories of people fleeing police, they're in Challengers or four-door Chargers. No, let's go and double down and make sure that our brand is truly associated with the lowest of the low thuggery in the United States. Makes more sense to use Ford Mustang in that ad. No, see, Mustangs aren't used for street takeovers. Mustangs go and do cars and coffee stupidity. There's an entire channel dedicated to Mustangs leaving cars and coffee. I love watching it because it's just true. I mean, I go to cars and I don't go to cars and coffee anymore because it's too early in the morning. I don't need to wake up anymore. But when I did, even when I leave a regular place, Mustangs do, as I say, hey, do some Mustang things, and sometimes they really do. Yes, Benjamin, they should. Do those cars come with black hoodies? Yes, they should. Absolutely, I think they should all come with black hoodies because obviously that's the market they're going for. I saw a great meme about Dodge and Chrysler, the modern ones, that it was they Chrysler's really great because they put their buyers credit score right on the car, like a Chrysler 300, a 392. So yeah, the reputation is not getting helped by this this failed attempt at advertising. I've seen those. They love crashing. Yes, Mustangs leaving car meets is an absolute. That's why if I ever see a Mustang and I'm at a car meet, I literally just go, I'll let them go first. I even don't have to wait 20 minutes. I will just let them go and then I'll leave. I will never leave with a Mustang. One time I was actually driving home. I had the family in the car. We were literally just driving home from a car show, and we're driving along, and we're at a light, and I'm making a turn onto this road from a highway, and I'm like, "Oh no, don't do Mustang things." And wouldn't you know it, this car almost turned into the side of me, making a left-hand turn on a clear night. Just literally kept coming back into my lane where I actually started running out of room. So me saying do Mustang things seems to always come true, and it's not the best. But yeah, I wish I had created that channel of Mustangs leaving cars and coffee because it is absolutely a gold mine of just like, yeah, yeah. But I guess Dodge really wanted to double down and really make sure that you understand that their cars are really for thuggery and doing illegal things. This is what it's come to at this point. This is from a company whose parent company is going to lose probably $4 billion this year. Congratulations. You really are doing awesome work. Good stuff, right? I'm flabbergasted by this type of stuff. I really am. I actually don't even understand how it got through so many layers. And this is wow. Yeah. I just yeah. You know, what's sad is that I live kind of suburban, and I see street takeover stuff near me, where you see donut marks on the middle of the intersection, which is just absolutely insanity. I don't understand that because when I was young, I mean, the one thing you would never want to do is do anything, to attract attention to yourself. And I mean, not only attract attention by doing a donut in an intersection, but you also then have a crowd around you while you do said donut in an intersection. It is literally the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't understand it. I understand driving really fast. Um, I understand, racing. I understand speeding, doing donuts in an intersection, and having people watch you so the police can just basically box you in and arrest you. I don't get that at all. Vintage 76. Those Challengers are still nice looking cars. Yeah, I mean they're one what are they? 125 percent scale of the original Challenger. Because if you put it next to an original Challenger, the car is enormous. Yes, and stopping traffic. You're making lots of friends. That's all I got to tell you is you're making lots and lots of friends doing this type of stupidity. I don't even understand. I'm flabber. I'm still. I watched. I didn't want to do it. Everybody else had done a video. And I was like, I just. It's all right. It's. I've already missed the thing. I just wanted to talk, but I had to see if you guys had seen this and just this the absolute and utter moronic moronic stuff that this is just stupid. I don't even know. I'm so lost on this. So, yeah, and Dodge is supposed to have a giant announcement at Roadkill Nights, and I guess that they're maybe gonna be there's some people who are speculating that this is when they're gonna talk about the Hemi. Um, I I don't think so because here's the article. Since we're here, might as well. Dodge set to reveal some new muscle at Road Cold Nights. Um, I I don't think this is gonna be the Hemi. Everybody thinks it's gonna be the Hemi. I honestly think it's going to be the Huracan. Um, Kids are doing that on dirt bikes? Jesus Christ. So here's Matt McAleer. This is the guy that basically approved this ad because when you're the CEO, everything flows uphill. You approved this ad, dude. Nice going. Matt McAleer doesn't strike me as a guy that really cares about performance cars. And so I think that, he was all behind the electric appliance car. And so they've sold 4,300 of them so far this year. And actually, I did a search around here. They have sold, they still have hundreds of them on the lots. So I think that this is going to be the introduction of the Huracan. That's what this is. This is going to be the Huracan. It's not going to be anything of any type of special, nothing anybody cares about. When I go to Mo Party, they'll probably be trotting this thing out because at this point, Stellantis is truly desperate to, I don't know, make anybody care. Because I think that's where we are at this point with this company. Because Mo Party is one of the bigger shows. It's with Holly, and I can't fathom them not doing the same thing they're doing at Roadkill Nights. It's supposed to have ride-alongs. I know it's not going to be the electric appliances. I have a feeling it's going to be with the inline six Huracan. So I don't know. That's pretty much. I didn't really have much this week, so because it's just been a kind of a slow, weird week. It just really has been, especially for me, where I've just been working on videos and fixing stuff around my house and sweating to death because it's 102 degrees outside. I just, yeah. So I didn't have much. But I wanted to say hi to everybody and tell your friends about the channel because I'm close to 2,000. I'm almost there. I am at what am I at now? I am at 1,994. We are within 6 now. We are within 6 of 2,000. So, everybody out there, tell a friend. Come on. Get me over 2,000 so I can have excitement in my life. We're at 1995 right now. So, I don't know. It looks like everybody's kind of petering out. I'm petering out. I'm tired. Uh, Benjamin says it was a cool show. Lots of good info. Good. I get in and out, do it under an hour. I'm happy. Next week we'll have some more stuff because I have a weird feeling there's going to be some more weird things going on. And Ed Rooney, I don't have any friends. I told the cats, if you set up a cat to have an account, that counts. Just saying. Not that I like cheating or anything, but if the cat had a YouTube account and then you set the video up in front of the cat, it counts. Doesn't say it has to be a person. It's just a subscriber. It's a very non-defined number, non-defined, nondescript thing. Yes, I am. There's another video coming out tomorrow night. That's a little different. It's on fixing convertible leaks because I hate convertibles and I pretty much have this thing whipped. Where's Puzzle? She's at my feet right now. She hears noise outside. The rest of the family has come home. She is wondering why she's not getting fed again. Oh, Ed Rooney. Well, there you go. You have 2 other YouTube accounts. Well, thank you. You're a good guy, Ed. I'm glad I sent you a shirt. I hope it fits. I hope you like it. Yeah, so Puzzle should get her own channel. I think Puzzle should have her own channel. You know what? I bet Puzzle's channel would be bigger than mine. That would really upset me. The daily life of Puzzle and I have a 10-minute video of this cat just basically laying in the sun, rolling over and enjoying herself because, I'm here killing myself trying to find fun things for everybody to learn about because I'm actually going to be doing a video. Oh, great. I'm glad. Thank you. You see Puzzle Love. Look at that. Puzzle Love. She's expensive to keep, but thanks for the love. I'm going to be doing a video for next week on Virgil Exner. And that's the tease on this because this guy basically made the late 50s and early 60s the car design happen. It was all because of this guy. And really interesting story about him. And I'll give you a little thing, though. He designed the Christine car. The 58 Plymouth, that was his car. That was his design. So that's coming up, and it's going to be really cool. I'm going to do a whole deep dive on that period of time from the late 50s up to 1970. There's so many things that you can talk about that still affect us today. Who ran Moonshine? Don't call me Norman. Virgil Exner didn't run Moonshine. No, every good old like Cal Yarborough ran Moonshine. I know that. He was a bad man. Yes, it's cool. Yeah, Cal Yarborough ran Moonshine. I think even Dick Trickle ran Moonshine. One of my favorite NASCAR drivers, Dick Trickle. I think Baker even ran Moonshine. A lot of them ran Moonshine, but Virgil Exner did not run Moonshine. Yeah, he wasn't that guy. He was an artiste, as they say, an artiste. He actually worked for Packard first. He made that weird looking post-war Packard. Yeah, the car. He had some thoughts. So, yeah. So, I guess this is a good place to stop. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Everybody watching on the replay, cool. Hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, come on, go ahead and do it because it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. It's free, actually. I actually said everybody that subscribes to me, if they have any type of channel, I subscribe to them to help them out too. I try to pass it along. So, hey, oh, you bastard. You bastard, 2 Diesel Larry. But that's good. That's 2 right there. So, yeah. So, yeah. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe because it doesn't cost you anything. You're helping me out. You'll be helping others out. You'll be helping yourself out because I will give you something along the way that will make you go, "Oh my God, I didn't know that." So that's my whole point in this. So once again, thanks a lot for joining me. And as always, if I'm going to say it again at the end, but if you have something cool or something fun, take that car out because it will make someone's day, probably your own. And I will see everybody next week live, but with a video probably coming out Tuesday. I hope nothing goes wrong. Good night, everybody. If you liked what you saw, subscribe. If you didn't, thank you for watching to this point. And as always, if you have a cool car or something fun to drive, take it out. You'll make someone's day, probably your own.